They suggest that this is going to take about $3.8 trillion of us being in debt over the next decade. And they're saying that this would benefit the top 1% in the world, while low-income households may face reduced benefits and increased financial strain.
You really want to know what my initial thoughts were?
Facts.
This country is not built for everybody.
It's not.
So you welcome.
Right.
But this ain't really
for you.
And that normally has an adverse impact on the stock market, which means it's not good for the stock market.
Okay.
You can't wake up scared today and then tomorrow just make a decision and say, I'm not gonna be scared anymore. It don't necessarily work like that.
From the average person, your average everyday investor, what should they be paying attention to right now?
Right, this isn't just an economic thing, this is a biblical thing as well.
Yo, President Trump, one big beautiful bill is sweeping the legislative right now. It was just recently passed on May 22nd of 2025. But now check this out. It didn't kill it, right? It was a 215 to 214 vote. And I really want to give you three main things that I really want to focus on with this bill. I think all of it is super important. I think what I want to do is kind of set this up so you can understand it and be frank with you. This bill is going to benefit the individuals who make a lot of money. And this bill, unless you can incorporate certain things, which is why we have my brother, I call him the investing expert, is back in the building. Courtney's in the building with us today, and he's going to really help us understand how we can maneuver and still win with this information. But I just want to be honest with you. I'm excited about some of the stuff in this bill. It benefits me. You know, I'm just going to be honest. Tax reforms, extension to 2017 tax cuts. I love it. The bill extends provisions from 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act, preventing the expiration at the end of this year, meaning that tips, check this out, for some of you all, and this is going to benefit some of you too as well, tips and overtime, income from tips, if it is passed and approved, you'll be exempt from federal taxes through 2028. Now, that's huge. Now, this doesn't really benefit me. It may benefit Courtney. It may benefit you. It doesn't benefit me. But auto loan interest, with this new tax thing that Trump is proposing, it will allow deductions for up to $10,000 in interest on auto loans for vehicles assembled in the U.S. effective until 2029. The key word there was vehicles what? Built inside the U.S. So foreign cars, you will not get that tax exempt. Child tax credit increase that credit by $500, raising it to $2,500. Now the state and local tax raises the cap from $10,000 to $40,000 for households earning under $500,000. And another one benefits me well. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. It's the gun tax. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The gun silencer tax. It can eliminate $200 in tax of gun silencers. And I don't have one yet, but I did apply for one. So hopefully I can have it. So come in my house if you want. Okay. Medical. Now, I'm going to skip over this one because I got to spend some more time on this one. And I don't want to talk about this one with Courtney being here because this Medicaid and social program one, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. I think it's very controversial in certain areas. And so I'm gonna skip over that one. Because I would want to talk about that and explain that from a more spiritual perspective for me, because I love all people. But I think that would be a little bit more political. The education and student loans one, Pell Grants. It introduces workforce Pell Grants targeting a trade school student, which I love that. Student loans ends federal direct subsidized loans for undergraduate students and restricts the Secretary of Education ability to regulate based on gainful employment. Now, out of all this and probably like 7 more things, here's what the expert is saying, and we got another expert in the building. They suggest that this is going to take about $3.8 trillion of us being in debt over the next decade. And they're saying that this would benefit the top 1% in the world, while low-income households may face reduced benefits and increased financial strain. Hey, what's going on, fam? Real quick before we get into today's show, I need your help. You see, over the last 4 years, this movement has grown by over 1 million people. And to be honest with you, we are just now getting started. So to serve you better, yes, you, my team and I have created the E3 Impact Survey. It is a short 10-minute survey to learn more about you, your money goals, your general goals, your struggles, and how we can support your journey to financial freedom, which is financial wealth, right? So our mission is 100% and it's super bold here. It is to help eliminate $1 billion in debt and build $500 million in assets by the year 2050. But we can't do that without hearing from the people we're here to serve. So, to thank you for taking the time out of your day to complete this survey, we're giving away 4 $500 Amazon gift cards. Just complete the survey and you'll automatically be entered in to win. We'll email the winners on June 15th. All you have to do is to head over to anthonyoneal.com/survey or click the link in the show description to take the E3 Impact Survey. Listen, your voice is crucial. Your voice is key to helping millions and building the future we all deserve. Courtney, what you think, man?
It's a lot in there, man. It's a lot going on.
It is, bro. It is. But when you first saw this bill get passed, I know you study money just like me. What's your initial thoughts?
You really want to know what my initial thoughts were?
Facts.
This country is not built for everybody.
It's not.
All right?
Yeah.
This country does not work in the favor of everybody. Mm-hmm. There are some cuts that benefit the average person, but to be perfectly honest, the majority of the cuts benefit the wealthy. One thing you didn't mention, there's something like a 15% tax cut for corporations.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
They there's a cut in there about the estate tax, right? It's kind of, this is how I look at it, man. It's like, say you're a vegetarian and you get invited to somebody's cookout. Now the people at the cookout, they're like, you can come.
Right.
But listen, we got chicken here, we have beef here, we have some steak. So you welcome.
Right.
But this ain't really
for you.
That's what America is, man.
How do the average person see this, still stay encouraged, and be like, all right, bet, this ain't for me, but how can I get to a place to where it does benefit me?
Yeah, like this is a conversation about becoming owners.
Yeah.
Okay, we see America is being high on consumerism, but we have to use this as another sign to say, hey, I need to become an owner.
Yes, sir.
I need to do some things to increase my net worth. Yeah. I need to be thinking about my personal wealth, because guess what? The federal government is not about to pass any legislation that's about to benefit you. They're not about to pass new laws that are going to help you become more wealthy. So you have to do it for yourself. Now, from purely an investment perspective, we got to keep an eye on this, because some of the implications are that this is going to increase inflation.
Okay.
Right. So if you think about this as a household, if in your household, if you decrease the amount of money that you make,
yes, sir,
that means you're going to have less money to pay your bills.
Yeah.
And that's what's about to happen in America. We are cutting off our income source with the tax cuts. Less money from corporations, less money from wealthy people. Yeah. We're spending more money on some other things. So we have less money as a country to pay our bills.
Okay.
What happens as a result is there's a direct impact on inflation. So when inflation goes up, we spend less, our dollar can buy less, and that normally has an adverse impact on the stock market, which means it's not good for the stock market.
It's not good for the stock market, but you teach us what's not good for the stock market can still benefit us in our homes if we prepare to buy during that time.
If you do what we've been talking about in every episode, which is have money set aside to buy, to make investments, when we see those pullbacks in the market, this works in your favor. Because look, we had a conversation about a month ago, right? The market was down. We told a lot of people to go out and buy. People did it.
Yeah.
Like we've been seeing the messages, we've looked at our own portfolios,
Yes, sir.
and we saw some insane gains during that period of time.
Yeah.
This is going to create more of those opportunities.
Yeah.
So initially, you know, I was like, after we get some of the tariff stuff resolved, we'll see the market push higher. The market has pushed higher. We opened up today and the market is really, really strong. But as we begin to digest, you know, this tax bill, I think we may in the future see the market kind of slow down.
Okay.
And as it slows down, that's going to create the buying opportunities that we like.
Listen, I think it was on the last show, you put out there SMH, the ETF SMH. I bought it that same week, 22%.
22% in about a month.
Bro, I was feeling good.
You get 22%. Look, I want people to have perspective.
Hey.
You get 22% in a year,
Yeah.
and you celebrate.
I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I'm having a good time.
But if you get 22% in a couple months,
Bro, I was on the golf course and I text you.
yeah.
I was like, hey, brother, I'm loving it. And this is why you guys, if you all notice, I don't have a whole bunch of guests coming on my show anymore. I've scaled back on that. I'm not knocking anyone in the past, but you all see I got Courtney coming on once a month. I got my real estate crew coalition group with Keith and them coming on once a month. And all the other stuff is just mainly me because I want to put things in front of you all and people in front of you all that I know, that I trust. And each one of those guys has helped me make a lot of money. And I'm excited about my portfolio right now. And it's not just SMH. I've even bought some other stocks that you haven't put on this show yet because he can't give you all the free stuff. All right. Now, let me be honest with you. Courtney is a solid brother. And if he wasn't, you know, locked in with a special young lady and had me as a brother and some other people, he'll probably give y'all everything for free. All right. But that's just the heart that he has because he wants to see you all win. What's going on, fam? Hey, listen, if you're serious about getting out of debt, building real wealth, and creating a life of freedom, this is your home. I want to personally invite you to subscribe to the channel right now because every single week we're dropping videos that will help you take control of your money. It will help you shift your money mindset and break money generational cycles. You see, this channel isn't just content. It's honestly a movement. Over 1 million people have joined this community over the last 4 years. I'm still blown away by that, to be honest. And our mission is bold. It is to eliminate $1 billion in debt and build $500 million in assets by the year of 2050. We talk real money, real freedom, and real legacy here at the table. No fluff, no credit card hacks, just the truth that will set you and your family up for a better financial future. Do yourself a favor and join this family, join this movement by hitting that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and join this journey because this is where financial freedom begins. Let's get back to the show. Hit that subscribe button. But this is why I think next week, I'm getting ahead of it, but next week you're hosting like a webinar or something, right?
Yeah, so next week my class starts.
Okay.
So our next beginners investing class starts on June 4th.
June 4th.
Now, every Thursday, I do a free webinar for people teaching them how to invest their first $100.
There you go.
So we do that on Thursdays, but then our class starts on June 4th.
All right, so we're gonna put that information inside of the show notes, y'all. Like I need y'all to get in. I need y'all to get locked in because if we're going to raise and build $500 million in wealth by 2050. You got to start investing now. And he literally said, I'm gonna teach you how to do it with $100. So you don't need 1,000, you don't need 5,000, you don't need 50,000. You just need $100. Come in there and learn and you'll be locked in. All right, so we're gonna put the information inside the show notes. I wrote down some questions for you, bro. So from Trump spending bill, from the credit downgrade to the big name stocks taking hits, from the average person, your average everyday investor, what should they be paying attention to right now to stay locked in and to continue investing?
Yeah, I think it's really important to stay locked into your personal finances.
Yep.
And identify how you can find money in your monthly budget to invest in the market.
That's good.
Okay, because here's the deal. People have to figure out how much money they have to invest.
Yeah.
And you had to be ready when the opportunities come up.
Yeah.
So one of the big names we saw that took a hit recently is United Healthcare.
Yep.
Stock price dropped 50%
Sure did.
in a matter of weeks.
Yep.
50%, which is a huge drop. And so these things happen, and you got to have money ready for the drop. So being tapped into not only your budget, but also like how much money you have saved, where is it saved? Like, is it in high yield savings? Is it in a money market? Because any money that is in those accounts that's above like your emergencies or any immediate goals, that money needs to be in the market.
Facts.
All right. So that's the first piece. It's like being tapped in to where the opportunities are. And then looking at the news right now is really, really important. I'd say more important than normally, just because of our leadership. And you can think everything is fine Monday and Tuesday, and then you get a big headline Wednesday, and all hell breaks loose. All right. So it's being tapped in, maybe on a weekly basis, to know what the implications can be for the news, like the credit downgrade. All right. That means that it's going to cost America more money to borrow money. So think about it like your personal credit. If your credit score drops, that means you're going to have to pay higher interest. It works the same way for the country. So now if the country has to pay more to borrow money, that trickles down to us. So our auto loans are going to be higher. Our credit cards are going to be higher, right? And so naturally, again, that's inflation. So if inflation's going up, we expect there to be a response in the market in some way.
I'm curious, for someone watching right now, like a single mother, young kid, how much would you say they should have inside of a savings account that is ready to buy stock?
So I think some of our rules are changing because of what our economy looks like. So we used to say 3 to 6 months for emergencies. This is like in a savings account that you have set aside. Right. I personally don't think it's 3 to 6 anymore. It needs to be 6. Okay. It needs to be
That's
6.
my boy right there. Yes, sir.
And it's hard to find a job. Especially if you're a high income earner. If you're a high income earner, if you're a person that makes more than $125,000 a year, it's going to take you longer. It may take you 6 to 8 months.
Facts.
Right. If you're an entrepreneur, it needs to be 8 to 12 months. Okay. So, but any amount of money that you have above that, that's your investing money.
Yes, sir. That's all I do. Anytime you text me, or if my financial advisor texts me, man, I'm like, okay, wait. And I'm always studying the market too as well. And you know what? Let me just put something in there. Let me try this a little bit over here. And so I would definitely say 6 months. So I on my end, I teach 6 to 12 months of your net pay needs to be set aside. I used to teach $1,000 for expenses and 3 to 6 months of expenses. But I'm like, in my personal opinion, if life happened, I don't want to change my lifestyle at all for 6 months. So I don't want to downgrade to just expenses. I want to be able to continue getting a haircut. I want to continue playing golf if I need to. I want my wife to continue doing what she needs, because if our life doesn't change, I can make better decisions because I'm focused. I'm not stressed by anything. And so with that being said, though, a lady called in and she asked me a question. I said, this would be a good question for Courtney to answer. And y'all, with Courtney coming on once a month, we're going to put the phone number up on the screen right now. For those of y'all listening to the podcast, we're going to put it inside of the show notes. Y'all can call in and ask Courtney questions now, because we're going to bring them on once a month. And we want to make sure that we're helping you all and serving you all and helping you get to where you need to be currently at where you are. So, hey, you may only have $25. Cool. Hey, Courtney, I got $25. What should I do? Hey, Courtney, I got this. This young lady has a good question. And so let's check it out.
Hi, Anthony. My name is Sophia, and I am from Tampa. I recently got divorced after 18 years of marriage. 3 of those years I've been struggling trying to get the divorce. But my question is, I do have about $25,000 in money marketing. I had debts, and I pretty much pay them all, the ones that I've inquired. And my thing is, I don't know what to do with the money that I do have, and I don't know how to bill the money that I have. I also am trying to live a life where I'm not overspending and all that. But I try to get the budget builder. I bought the book. I didn't get the budget builder, but I'm trying my best, but I don't feel as if I'm successful with doing it. So can you help me, or what can I do for the betterment to build wealth?
That's a good question. She got $25,000 in the money market account. Sounds like she paid off some of her debt. The Wealth Builder tool is our budget form of what my community uses. What would you say, bro? 25 grand.
The number one question that I get is, how much should I be investing?
Yeah.
You know, and she's already thinking the right way. She says, how do I get my money to grow? She knows what she's supposed to be doing with it. It's a matter of, what do I put it in and how much?
Yes.
Right. So it's two parts. It's looking at how much is in your savings that's above your emergency fund.
Yeah.
And then it's looking at your budget and deciding how much of your net income or your discretionary income you have to put in the market. Man. She has to start systematically taking that $25,000, if that's above her emergency funds, and putting it into the market. And it doesn't have, we talk about individual stocks. It doesn't have to be individual stocks, right? It can just be the ETFs that we talk about a lot, like the S&P 500 or VOO, right? That's the S&P 500. She can put money in there every single month. Or, if she sees that there's a drop in the market and she can get a really good price on an ETF, then she can take a larger percentage of that money and then buy a bigger chunk of an ETF. I think that's the big part is, okay, it's in the savings account, you want it to grow. The real question that I hear there is, where do I put it? And the answer is the stock market. And if somebody like that, I think it makes more sense to take a more risk-averse approach and start off with some of the ETFs that we like.
While I was listening to that with you, I love what you said. I'm curious to get your thoughts on this. I tend to find, when I'm talking with people, some of the biggest struggles come from individuals who went through a divorce. And I think they tend to hold on to the money because it's like, it's just me. I don't have a spouse anymore. I don't have a partner to bring in extra money. What would you say to someone like her who is like, okay, I just recently went through a divorce, and correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if this is you. When divorced people talk to me, and that's why I'm asking you this, Courtney, too, because I know you probably get a lot of the same thing. They're like, what do I do? Do I invest first? Do I pay off debt first? Do I go enjoy life first? Like, how do I really get my money in a solid place when now it's just me and it's not me and her or me and him?
Yeah, I think the first thing you do is evaluate the place that you are in that moment of time and find it in all of this drama where you celebrate.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Because you gotten rid of something that was not serving you. So don't feel victim. Don't be afraid. This is a new opportunity for you to grow, and your money can grow as well.
Yeah.
All right. You can't be scared. You can't be scared. Scared money don't make money. All right. So you got to take that money and make it grow. Invest it where it needs to be invested. Talk to people who can give you advice. Don't feel like this is a situation that you got to solve on your own. Don't be prideful. You have resources that you offer through your community. Find the experts, the wealth manager, somebody who can help you come up with a plan, because you do need a plan.
Facts.
Because your life now looks differently than it did when you were married.
Facts. Your
priorities are different. It could be a situation where you have an opportunity to do more of what you want for yourself.
Facts.
Because you don't have maybe dead weight or somebody that was keeping you from being the greatest person that you can be.
Yeah.
Or somebody who was projecting their fears on you.
Yeah.
Right. So see it as a new opportunity of growth.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with the people who can help you make good decisions and come up with a plan. But you can't be scared.
Here is the truth. I am always looking for practical ways to help you build, right, wealth, specifically generational wealth and legacy. And one of the best ways you can do that is with life insurance. That's why I partner with my friends at Ethos. They make buying life insurance simple and hassle-free. Whether you're the main provider for your family or want to make sure your loved ones aren't left with financial burdens like debt, life insurance is a powerful way to provide financial security. As a business owner and a homeowner, I took this seriously and secured a $2 million life insurance policy through Ethos. Why? Because having a peace of mind, knowing my family will be cared for when I'm no longer here, is extremely priceless. What I love about Ethos is their quick and straightforward process. You can apply entirely online in as little as 10 minutes. I'm not even exaggerating. I did it myself. Listen, no medical exams, just a few health questions that you must answer honestly. Plus, it's affordable, making it easier to protect your family without breaking the bank. Listen, I want you to lock in your rate today by visiting anthonyoneal.com/life insurance or click the link below to get your personalized free quote today. Listen, as we're getting back to the show, I want you to protect your loved ones. Don't play around with it. Be like me. I promise you. It's a hard conversation to have, but you will sleep peacefully knowing that you took care of your family. Go to anthonyoneal.com/life insurance. Let's get back to the show to help you keep building this wealth.
The scared part, that is so true, man. I think a lot of us are scared. A lot of us are scared, and I think our fear tends to block us from amazing opportunities. And you, since I've known you, bro, you've always been teaching this whole bounce back opportunities. How do we get over our fears? And how do we spot, okay, this is a great opportunity for me to get into? I think a lot of people, when it comes to investing, you will see an opportunity, I will see an opportunity, but then the person who may just be going through a divorce or may not have a lot of money to lose, they're like, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't afford to lose this money. But what they're saying is, I can't afford to invest in this opportunity because I'm fearful. How do they get over the fear and be like, okay, that's an opportunity. Let me move forward. Technically, how do we know what is a good opportunity, to be honest with you?
Yeah. I think there are a lot of parts to that. I think the first part, and I'm gonna kind of revise something that I said. Like, okay, you can't wake up scared today and then tomorrow just make a decision and say, I'm not gonna be scared anymore. It don't necessarily work like that. It is not a light switch, okay? But you do have to say, I'm gonna do it scared.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do it scared.
That's good, bro.
You know, surround yourself with people who support you in that.
Yeah.
But then educate yourself. You say, well, how do I know it's a good opportunity?
Yeah.
If you've never invested in the stock market before, you're not gonna know. Okay. If you've never done it before, you're not gonna know. And I would discourage anybody from making an investment at any point in their life that they're not familiar with or they hadn't done. But just because somebody says it's a good opportunity, like, nah, you need to learn a little bit about what you're doing. So you got to get the education. That's why I say surround yourself with a team that's going to help you evaluate and act.
Yeah.
If you all conclude that it's a good opportunity. That's why, I have a class that you can pay for, and I have a community, but that's why we still out here doing stuff for free.
Facts.
Because there are a lot of people who are just trying to figure out how they can do it scared. Yeah. They want to figure out how to identify a good opportunity. And so we give people a space where they can learn and they can experience some different things. Your community is free.
Yeah.
That's the reason why you do it. So people got to tap into those resources.
Well, I'm curious though, because I think in today's market, I want to talk about that. I didn't even give you this question, but it just hit me. So, you my brother, you can flow. In today's day and time, everybody is teaching something. And I never use my platform to downgrade or to attack anyone's platform. I will not do that. I will never do that. But why Courtney's? Why should I pay you $100 to teach me about stocks when there's all these other people out here teaching me about this, teaching me about that? Like, I can go on YouTube and get a course anywhere. Why should I come to you? Like, why should I pay you money? Why should I even give you an hour of my time on a webinar? I'm a single parent. I got 3 kids. They get on my last nerves. Why should I give you an hour over this person, that person, especially in everybody? You got Chat GPT now. I can just go on Chat GPT. Why go to Courtney?
Yeah, so look, I'm the type of, look, I'm a straight up dude, man.
Yeah.
I'm from North Nashville. I ain't got time to waste.
Direct.
And I ain't trying to waste your time. But more than that is, you know, I used to be a wealth manager. I was an investment analyst.
Yeah.
And there's some things that I learned during that time about helping people build wealth and what it takes as a foundation to build onto to truly make money.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna sell you a pipe dream.
Right.
I'm not gonna tell you that you're gonna make, you know, $5,000,
Facts.
you know, tomorrow if you do this one thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna start you from the beginning. I'm gonna make sure you understand what you're doing because I need you to win. It doesn't do me any, I do well financially. It doesn't do me any good to sell you something that you're gonna try to do and then you're gonna fail. You're gonna lose your money.
Facts.
Then you're gonna be mad at me.
Facts.
Like, I really do this from a place of love, and I want people to win.
Yeah.
I want you to have a strong foundation, and if you get that strong foundation and you wanna do some other things, then that's great. But I've done this work from both sides. I've done it from behind the desk with the suit and tie on. All right. And now, I do it on your webinar, on your mobile device.
Yep.
Right. And through that, just hearing what families want, what they're looking for, how they need to learn, the investment opportunities that weren't accessible to people when I was in that suit and tie.
Yeah.
I know ways to make it accessible for everybody.
That's good.
And I'm gonna break it down for the everyday person.
No.
Man, I work with people who just have high school degrees, who have blue collar jobs.
Wow.
And I work with people who make $300,000 a year who know that income isn't enough.
Yeah.
Right? And they need assets.
Yeah.
That's why you work with me.
Not facts. And you also have a degree in this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this man ain't just YouTubing and regurgitating content from other content creators. I'm gonna keep on moving on because I don't want to offend nobody on this show. You know, I got people regurgitating my content. Let me be quiet.
Imitation is a form of flattery.
I love it, brother. I really do. Bro, right now, this is what I'm feeling. We're seeing inflation. We're seeing people they're a little nervous. They're scared. So any extra money they have, what I'm sensing is people want to hold on to it just in case if inflation gets worse. So it's like, well, let me save this money just so I can save this money. Just in case if the market goes up, I have some money, right? And I get a little nervous because I'm like, well, if your money is not growing with the inflation, if it's not growing with the times, you are actually hurting yourself. So while they think that they're protecting themselves, they're actually hurting themselves because they're not investing. What would you tell that person right now? Because they're watching. I'm getting the emails. I mean, you're telling me to invest, but bro, I mean, do you see what Trump is doing? Do you see what's going on with the market? Like, should I really put my money out there? Then it drops. Like, well, I can't afford to lose any more money right now, which is that is a real feeling and a real fear that I think is expected. But I don't know about you. I'll speak this for me. I'm gonna put this in Courtney's mouth. I've never met a millionaire who became a millionaire because it was super easy and it was just the right time. What would you say to that person right now and they're saying, I'm scared to invest. I'm nervous to invest because of what I'm seeing happening in the market right now.
Yeah, like you said, to hoard your money during inflation is doing more harm than good. It's literally salt in the room. It's burning your arm on the stove and then like, I'm gonna get this salt to pour it on there to make it feel better.
Oh, that's crazy.
All right. Like that's literally what they're doing. But I know where the feeling comes from. It's concern, it's worry, it's uncertainty. But what you have to do is find ways to support you in the event of that uncertain thing actually happening. Okay, so you got to continue to invest. You got to continue to save. But sometimes, man, people, you just can't be afraid to work.
Yeah.
Get creative. Figure out other things that you can do to make extra income. Bro. That could be through the stock market.
Yeah.
It could be something else. Maybe you need to work more hours.
Yeah.
But it can't be to hold on to your money.
Yeah.
Right. Even we know, like, biblically, you look at the story of the talents, and you had one person that buried their talent, right? While the other two people went out and multiplied, the talents that they received, right? This isn't just an economic thing. This is a biblical thing as well. So we don't never win by just hoarding what we have.
You ain't never brought the Bible on my show there, brother.
Courtney
got it. Hey, y'all see that? Courtney did it.
I use the apps. That's why you see me with the Bible in my hand. It's on my phone.
Yo, Courtney went to the Bible, boy. Okay, let's go. I had to close my laptop on that one. I said, don't do that, Courtney. Boy, I'm a church boy. Lord Jesus, I love that, man. I have another question. This is another question too. I had a couple sitting in front of me, about to get engaged, and he wants to invest. She wants to, I wouldn't say not invest, but she wants to spend their money on something else that I honestly thought was a good investment. I mean, I thought she wanted to invest into a home. He wanted to invest into the stock market and stay in the home that they have right now. And so he's like, yo, how do I have this conversation with why you laughing, bro?
I literally just had this same conversation with another friend this weekend.
Yeah, he was like, how do I and this is something I get excited when I see Black men ask this question. And his exact words to me was, man, how do I have this conversation with the woman who I love, still being the man saying I think it's the best thing to do, but while still respecting her? And not making her feel like, yo, I'm putting my foot down. But it's like, bro, I know that's the best move for us. Like, if I do this, then I know I can buy her everything that she wants. But I need her to trust me over here. Like, how would you, in your experience, sit down? What would you tell that couple? How do they have that conversation?
Yeah. So this isn't primarily a financial conversation.
Okay, yeah.
This is a communication conversation.
Okay.
All right. It's communication over what we're doing with our finances, what our financial goals are, what makes you happy in life, what makes her happy, what makes him happy. And then also being able to speak the language of the other person. So he wants to sit back and say, yeah, but if we do this, we invest, we got more money later, X, Y, and Z. She's saying, home is this, and it looks like this, and it feels like that, right? So he has to initiate a conversation about how home can feel like what she wants, but in a way that aligns with what their financial goals are. And I can't tell him how to do that with his wife. I know what that looks like with my fiance. Right. But it has to be talked about. And man, let me say this. Let me tell the fellas.
Talk to us.
All right. You got to have a happy home. Okay. Because if your home's not happy, you're not going to be happy.
Now, wait. I think the ladies gonna like this. And I think the brothers can learn, as someone who's recently engaged, what does that look like though? Like, how do we, because what's a happy home to you, and I know your fiance, it could be a different definition for her.
Yeah.
So how do we know what is a happy home?
What I do know is what's not gonna create a happy home is to say, listen, I'm finna put my foot down and we gonna invest this money in the stock market. Okay, that's not gonna go well. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care where you are and or who. I don't, none of that.
Yeah.
That's not gonna go well.
It's not.
All right. So you got to find another way to have that conversation, and I do believe that it comes from multiple conversations. You can't just get to one of the biggest financial decisions in your marriage and decide that you're going to perfect communication around money. This has to happen consistently. With how you budget your money, how you spend your money. That may be bi-weekly, that may be monthly, right? Because you learn the communication styles, how to speak her language. It could be, sometimes things that they say, moving paintings around in the house can make it feel different. Painting a wall or whatever, or it may not even just be there about the home. It could be, babe, like what do you want our life to look like in 5 years? What's the ideal situation? She tells you, like, you want to live in this neighborhood. I want to, you know, have this. I want our kids to go to school here. Like, okay, I like that, babe. How can we do that? Like, what do we need to do in order for us to live the life that you look? She, well, babe, I know one thing we need to do is we need to have more disposable income. Right? I know that we probably shouldn't spend so much money on. So now what you have done
I see what you did, Doc.
You're not the one telling her what to do.
She said it.
She telling you.
Yep.
You know, but man, we had this idea that yes, we supposed to be leaders in the household, but that don't mean you're a dictator.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that you're gonna strong arm your woman.
Yeah.
It means that you can set a vision for the home and you're the first person to set the example so that everybody else follows. And so that's what I would advise for those.
That's good. See why you engaged, brother, and I'm still single.
You know, everybody's blessing comes at the right time.
No, but I see it though, because it's like, if I'm being transparent, what you just did, half the men watching right now wouldn't do that.
Nah, man, because we want to tell a woman what to do.
But also, too, we hear women say we want a man to tell us what we need to do, too. So I think men, we take that out of context.
We take it out of context.
It's like, what you did was, I learned from, you know, my friend Dave Ramsey. This dude is already worth billions, I mean, millions of dollars. He would ask me, hey, what are you investing into? And in my head, I was tripping. I was like, you should be telling me what you are investing into and what I need to be investing into. But the thing was, let me ask you a question so we can engage in a conversation. And it's not me saying, I am this guy. Yeah, I'm wealthier. What you make in a year, I'll probably make in a day. But I want to respect you, and I want you to know I respect you. So I'm gonna ask you a question, because maybe you could teach me something. And I never felt disrespected. And that's just the way that he led his entire company. And I was like, man, that's interesting. And I just heard you say the same thing. It's like, you probably already know half of the answers of where you all need to go. You probably already had the vision, but what you did is you created a space and a place for the husband and wife to have a conversation, and it didn't feel like a dictatorship.
Exactly.
That's why y'all need to get with this man's class. I mean, because it's like, you know, it's like, I think husband and wives need to have that conversation. I'm actually going to do a show in a couple of weeks. Because I've been getting this a lot. I have a lot of married couples come to me, and I've been sitting down with them, and I said the same thing, like, hey, I can't give you relationship advice because I'm not qualified in that area. I can give you the money advice, but I think y'all need to go see a therapist, because it's something deeper than money. Yeah. How you two communicate, you two are not on the same vision, you're not aligned. And I can't speak into that because I'm single. I don't have the authority to speak into that. But it's like, man, with you about to get married, you've been living through life, and you was married in the past. It's like, man, you're just solid in that area. So y'all, we're gonna drop all of his information inside of the show notes. Make sure y'all get there with him next Wednesday and next Thursday, because summer months are coming up, and some of y'all about to go spend a lot of money. It's gonna be a hot girl summer. It's gonna be shirt off summer for us brothers. My shirt gonna be off this summer. I'm gonna tell you that right now. July 1st, I'm gonna be on the beach somewhere with my shirt off, but I'm also gonna be on the budget. Okay. And so I'm also gonna have my money working for me while I'm having a good time. So I want y'all to get locked in with his class. And if you have a question, Courtney will be back on here in the next 3 weeks. We're going to put the number inside of the show notes. It should be up on the screen. Give us a call, and we'll start incorporating more of these questions. And y'all, do not be afraid to ask anything. I don't care. Hey, y'all, I'm struggling. I only have $15 to invest. Ask the question. Hey, should I do this? Should I do that? Ask the question. We'll get Courtney locked in. In the meantime, go check out all of his platforms, join his classes, and we'll see you on the next show. Anything we missing, bro?
Nah, man, we hit it. Let's get active.
Hey, man, listen, let's get active. But this man just gave me some relationship advice, too. You know what I'm saying? But you know what, Courtney, before we go, that's probably one reason why I am still single. I think a lot of ladies think I'm going to be the dictatorship with my money. And you know what the truth is? That is something that I have been working on and talking through with my therapist, because I'm fearful of being broke. Fearful. So it's like, I don't want to get inside a relationship. I know this works. Why am I asking you what you want to do? So now I have an accountability partner. She's one of my closest friends. She's married. Her husband he's been like in my life for a while. And so me and her talk, and she's always like, bro, that sounds horrible. That if I was your woman, well, I'd cuss you out. And I love it because I'm like, yo, thanks, sis. I appreciate that, because it's like I don't want to be that way. And so, brothers, let's get right, man. Let's start asking questions. Let's start learning how we communicate, how she needs to communicate, and man, we're gonna be better. But yo, till the next time, we'll see you on the next show. Peace out.